last time we talked, and of course we got the Rumble coming up this Sunday, and yes, we gone through the point about the fact that Raw wasn't the greatest show. I made my point about the fact that if you're gonna book Raws in Dayton, Ohio, or Bumblehill, Indiana, you're not gonna get a great crowd reaction. I mean, Steve Austin could come out and the crowd would be dead.
What?
The crowd actually was. The crowd wasn't bad.
No, it was terrible.
I do a Raw recap podcast every Tuesday with my partner Brian, for instance.
Yes, sir.
I think you wouldn't hate on this crowd too much on Monday, just because what were you cheering for? Beyond Batista, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and the angle that everything shows, and there's really not much to care about in that company. So I can't really blame the crowd too much. The crowd wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but I was very crowd.
Well, I get what you're saying. I'm agreeing with you. I thought the show wasn't the best, but at least with the couple of past go-home shows, we didn't have a dance show or a rodeo contest or musical chairs, so I guess it's one thing we'll take from that.
But I forgot Brock Lesnar in the big show, too. That was a really great segment, I thought, right at about the 2-hour mark. So don't forget about that.
Brock is getting that point like Dolph Ziggler. I won't go too far, though, but being thrown like a rag doll and taking those bumps, you got to give credit, even though he's a part-timer.
I always say this about Brock Lesnar. He is the pure greatest athlete that has ever entered professional wrestling or entered the world of mixed martial arts. Mm-hmm. You go into your fourth professional fight, you become the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. You become the youngest WWE champion of all time. And the fact that he wrestles part-time, takes the bumps he does, and suspends belief, when he's out there, that's a testament to him. Those bumps he takes are ridiculous.
Yes, sir.
No guy on that roster can take the bumps that he can. You got to give him a lot of credit. People can say, he only shows up this amount of times a year. We've seen Brock Lesnar more this year. We're going to see him a lot in 2014.
We definitely see Brock more than we saw Rock the last couple of years. So you got to give him that.
And I'm trying to tell the people, this contract was different than the first 1-year contract. He's here for another, at minimum, he's here through next year's WrestleMania. He will sign another deal. Every indication I've been given, he's having fun. He loves being there. He loves the schedule. He gets to do what he wants. He wants to be with his family. And health-wise, I think it's good for him, too, to come in every so often, and do what he does. The money he's getting paid is well worth the money, in my own opinion.
There are rumors going around in his new contract that gives him permission to fight again. Is he going to fight again? Because God knows the UFC need the pay-per-view revenue this year with no silver.
You see, I'm going to be covering the UFC show this week, and I'm going to have a couple opportunities to speak to Dana White, and that's going to be one of the questions I'm going to ask him, is regarding Brock Lesnar, because I've heard a couple different things. I've heard he isn't allowed to fight in the UFC. That I also heard he is allowed, but it would have to be with certain provisions. What I do know is Vince McMahon would allow him to fight in the UFC. It would have to be the right opponent. It couldn't be in there against Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos. Maybe, the only viable fight that I think he has left would be against a third fight with Frank Mir. That fight would sell huge. I think, depending on what Mir does next weekend against Alistair Overeem, it's all dependent on that fight. But I think if Mir wins that fight, I think we see Brock Lesnar in the UFC in 2014. If Frank Mir loses, I don't think that fight happens. It remotely won't happen at all, and Brock will continue what he's doing in the WWE. But he is open to coming back. The UFC is open to him coming back, and the WWE Vince McMahon's been open to the idea. Do I think it happens? No. I think it's another way for Brock to leverage more money, to get more money in his next WWE deal. As long as he keeps drawing good buy rates, guys, at the end of the day, that's all Vince McMahon cares about. Ratings and buy rate. and what's going to happen with the WWE Network and more subscribers. So as long as Brock Lesnar's around, I think Vince McMahon will be okay, and it gives us something to talk about in the media, and it drives more traffic to the website. I'd
love it if you fought Mark Hunt, so you could have Pride versus WWE in the UFC octagon. You could promote that.
That was never going to happen. I would never say never, but I would put that at about like 25.
No, Mark Hunt needs his title fight.
Yeah. You know, I seen a rumor report saying that a lot of matches people don't want to see is Sting versus Taker. I don't know if people want to see Brock versus Batista in a Lions Den match.
Yes, the Lions, do it. Do it, WWE. I forgot about the Lions Den match.
Sting and Taker. It looks better and better that Sting is coming to WWE. Wow. I have been told that, you know, if I don't want to ruin for all the TNA fans out there.
Well, they're coming. They're ending in a couple months.
And
they have a new investor.
Sting's final appearance on the TNA contract will be this Thursday on Impact. He loses the magnet. Now, the question is, what's going to go on with him in WWE? Mm-hmm. They are talking. They're definitely talking. Does he face The Undertaker? Probably not. I'd put it at maybe about 25%. If he agrees to a deal, he will wrestle at WrestleMania. Who it will be against, I have literally no idea. The plan as of right now is it's Brock Lesnar against The Undertaker, it would be one of the big main events, and CM Punk against Triple H. Those are the really only two confirmed matches right now for WrestleMania. Beyond that, it's all a crapshoot, and the rumors are flying. If Sting signs, he will be involved. He will not be in the WWE Hall of Fame this year. He would go in next year, from what I've been told.
I think it would work because, you know, it's funny how last year the Hall of Fame class for last year, don't get me wrong, was one of the best in the last couple years. You don't want to overcrowd it, you know, but like...
no, you don't.
But one of the main things, hopefully you can stay on with us as we head into the top of the third hour. We have to head break soon. But, of course, you guys got your podcasts. You guys do weekly on audio, and then you guys do a weekly Google Hangouts video.
Yeah.
Talk about bevy of topics. Do you have any preview for if you guys doing that today or tomorrow?
Unfortunately, because of my busy schedule, I think I will not be on. I think Brian and Michael Weisman will be doing one today. I can't verify that for sure. It looks like they're going to be doing it. I won't be on today just because my schedule is beyond hectic. It's already hectic, but starting in about later on this evening, I'll be covering all the UFC stuff that will be here all week in Chicago, and I will not be a part of that. So, but we did do a podcast yesterday. Go check that out at BetweenTheRopes.com. And also, we will be doing a Royal Rumble video recap that will be live. And we will fit out the links and everything once the pay-per-view is near the end. We'll tweet it out. We'll put it on Facebook, and you guys will be able to watch, be able to ask questions. We'll answer the questions.
Mm-hmm. Steve, there's a couple more questions I'd like to ask you and more stuff with Between the Ropes. Can you stay with us during the break?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Really quick, we got the third hour coming up, last and final hour of the show. I want to thank everybody that's been enjoying the show. I got a lot of tweets on Twitter so far about saying that the show's good. Thanks for the reach out for Joe Omega, the co-host of Wrestling Reaction, giving us a shout out saying that we're a good wrestling. Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Tonight, the Chicago Bulls hit the road to take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. This will be the first time the Bulls will take on the Cavaliers, who acquired former Bull Luol Deng. The Bulls, who are coming off a big overtime victory against the Lakers Monday night, look to get past their 500 record tonight at the Quicken Loans Arena at 6 o'clock. Around the league, defending NBA champions, the Miami Heat defeated the Boston Celtics 93-86. The Oklahoma City Thunder edged out the Portland Trail Blazers 105-97. In NHL news, the Chicago Blackhawks, who are coming off a big victory last Sunday over the Boston Bruins, will head into the Motor City tonight as they take on tonight at the Joe Louis Arena as they take on the Detroit Red Wings. Also, big news coming out today in the MLB. Masahiro Tanaka decided to sign with the New York Yankees for 7 years worth $155 million. Also in college basketball news, number 3 Michigan State defeated Indiana 71-76. The Northwestern Wildcats defeated the Purdue Boilermakers in double overtime 63-60. The Wildcats' next game is Saturday against number 10 Iowa. The Fighting Illini will take on number 17 Ohio State tomorrow. The Illini are 2-4 this season in Big Ten action. And in the Horizon League action tonight at the UIC Pavilion, the UIC Flames take on the 11-9 Cleveland State Vikings. This has been your ChicagolandSportsRadio.com update, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. For more information, go to BeOnAir.com. I'm Joshua Lopez. All right. Got another update done. Hour number 3. PWE 50 here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I'm Josh Lopez alongside Ruben Tish and Kevin Gray. And we're still joined on the air with my bro, Steve Muehlhausen from BetweenTheRoads.com. You give a follow at Steve Muehlhausen MMA, right?
That is correct, sir.
Yes, sir. We had some breaking news over in our conversation yesterday. You like to break it for us? As far as me and Between the Ropes.
Let's check out for social media. Do you want to do it now?
Yeah, why not? Since it's a big show today.
All right. I didn't know if you wanted me to break the news, but starting this coming Monday for Monday Night Raw, Mr. Josh Lopez is now a member of the BetweenTheRopes.com staff, and nice. Josh will be doing he'll be doing the play-by-play live blogging of the show, be breaking down the show, discussing, basically just saying what's going on with Raw, Impact, SmackDown, any pay-per-view, TNA or WWE pay-per-views. So in future podcasts as well, we're going to be doing a lot of cool different types of podcasts in 2014 that, we'll hopefully be able to break in the future as we're still trying to figure all that stuff out. But we're glad to have Josh on the team, and we look forward to your work in the future, my friend. And I'm looking forward to your play-by-play analysis and the breakdown of the Monday Night Raw this coming week. And looks like it's going to be a pretty big Raw. It's the day after the Rumble, so it should be a pretty big Raw. So better have those fingers ready, my friend, to be typing away. But no, I'm glad to have you on the team. I've seen your work. You do a great job, also on the show, but in other platforms that you sign on. So you're a great addition to the team, and we're glad that you are on the team. So thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. Seriously, I do appreciate it. Joining the group. The work you guys do, you and Michael Wiseman on the website and the podcast and stuff, and Brian Fritz, of course, who travels around the whole world, got the connection with Yahoo Sports Radio, and doing the great press conference interviews at the launch of the Performance Center earlier last year, and then, of course, all the great stuff Brian did in the past for WrestleMania and stuff. So
we will be there. It's going to be a busy year. We're going to be going to more UFC shows, which will be that journey starts today as there's a media screening for the UFC. For Dana White's, he's the executive producing a boxing reality show on the Discovery Channel, which you can watch tomorrow starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'll get to see that show tonight. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Dana's going to be doing a Q&A regarding the show, and then Fight Week starts tomorrow, and I'll be getting all the video interviews with all the fighters on the main card, and I'll get an opportunity to talk to Dana White and cover the fights this weekend. And then we had a couple of UFC shows. We're going to be going more UFC shows this year. Brian will be at WrestleMania this year in New Orleans, so we just got that confirmed. So it's going to be a busy year. We're looking forward to it, and Josh, we're looking forward to having you on the journey with us. So watch out in 2014. It's good. I know everyone says this, but we're delivering on the reasons why. This is what we're doing. This is what we're going to have, and we're going to be doing more and more and more and more and more to get to where we want to get to. And without that, we need a little help, and we're glad to have you on the team, Josh, with another aspect that we were lacking on in 2013, and an aspect we need in 2014, and we're glad that you're going to be able to provide that for us and also for the fans as well.
Hey, good thing, especially when we were talking about yesterday, about the fact that, you know what, we got two former students of the Illinois Center for Broadcasting joined together on the website, and time to bring some notoriety as far as wrestling coverage in the Midwest, besides the Pro Wrestling Report.
I think The wrestling coverage is good. I think it's lacking a little bit, And I don't like things, me and Brian have a lot of friends in the wrestling industry, and they all do a good job.
Yep.
A lot of great sites out there, and we love every single one of them. And you got your other ones that are kind of, just copy and paste, and that's what they want to do. And, that's not our company. We don't copy and paste. We go with big news. We don't report on every little aspect of what's going on in the world, and in the world of wrestling and MMA. When there's a big fight, when there's main event fights, co-main event fights, or involving any big news, put it on there. But a podcast, we're going to be having up more feature pieces this year as well, and I'm going to be getting back into that. It's been 2013 was a year of transition for this website, and since the beginning of last year, our traffic's gone up over 500%. Since April, I joined the staff at the end of March. The traffic's gone up. Traffic's gone up over 200%. So a lot of great things are happening on this website. We keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger every day, and we appreciate all the fans, appreciate all the support. But that's what we do. It's going to be feature pieces. It's going to be big news. It's going to be podcasts. It's going to be video podcasts. It's going to be video interviews. It's going to be audio interviews that we transfer onto YouTube and make them videos, even just with the show logo. There's so many different ways you guys are going to be able to hear us. Hopefully we'll have an app in 2014 as long as the traffic keeps growing like it is. So a lot of crazy stuff. That's what we deliver. We don't none of this copy and paste and all this other nonsense. And if it's a big story, we support it. So I want to re-emphasize that for everybody. And with Josh, with your help, with starting off with the recaps here, starting with the play-by-play coverage of every Raw, every SmackDown, every Impact, every pay-per-view. We look forward to your coverage, your play-by-play stuff coming up here in 2014. So it's going to be a big year. I'm looking forward to it. I'm amped every day. So I don't wake up amped every day either. I must be getting ready to die or something. But I'm amped every day, and I love it. It's the greatest job in the world, and it's not a job. And that's what I want to emphasize to you guys. You guys do a great job. It's your 50th show. Make sure you enjoy every show. Some shows don't get to 50. Some shows don't even get to 2. But,
True.
In all honesty, I've been fortunate enough to do. I had a great show. I loved that show. I always try to hear every show I did on that show, and now I went to a different platform, and I venture. I love every interview, every podcast I do. I love it. Make sure you guys enjoy this stuff, because you guys, there's talent there. Of course, we all got to get better, and just keep doing what you're doing, because you're going to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait for Monday. Good thing for me is I don't really look at Twitter as far as Raw is concerned, so everything just comes out the top of the head.
Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
No, I was saying that. Good thing when I'm watching Raw, I don't really look at Twitter or message boards as far as that. Everything just comes from the heart. If I like something, I'll put it on. If I don't, I'll just mention it. It's not a big deal.
Exactly. And that's with it's easy with play-by-play coverage. This is what puts in a headlock. Cena does this, and John Cena comes out and attacks Randy Orton. Play-by-play coverage. It's pretty simple. It's not simple, but I'm not saying it's simple at all. There's a lot of typing and a lot of paying attention. So I'm looking forward to that. That's something we need. And this is a big time for us. It's WrestleMania season. WrestleMania season starts Sunday. So, we're looking forward to that, and we're going to kick off that live coverage, that live play-by-play coverage starting on Monday. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Look forward to your work. No pressure. No pressure. Don't worry about it.
No pressure at all.
No pressure. Yeah. I've seen some of your stuff, man. You do a great job. So no pressure. Just trust me. If there's something that we see that's kind of trust me. We'll let you know, but go have fun. That's the most important thing. And we have fun, but we also do a great job, and we do it in a professional and a correct way.
Yeah. This is Pro Wrestling Experience 50th episode here on ChicagoLandSportsRadio.com. We're talking to Steve Muehlhausen from BetweenTheRopes.com. Follow him at Steve Muehlhausen MMA on Twitter. A little transition before we have to let you go. A little talk about WrestleMania 30 and this Sunday's Royal Rumble. First off, do you have like a wild card as somebody that you would be surprised if they won the Royal Rumble?
Roman Reigns.
Not bad.
That's my wild card choice. It's either going to be Batista or Daniel Bryan. My wild card is Roman Reigns.
I wouldn't be surprised though. I'm actually looking to see if Roman Reigns tries to break Kane's record for most eliminations in a Rumble match.
There's a little key aspects going into that Rumble, and that's definitely one of them. So, everything thinks it's a foregone conclusion Dave Bautista's winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Don't book that just yet. I'm going to leave it at that. Don't book that just yet. Let's see how this plays out and watch the pay-per-views. You're going to get some surprises on this pay-per-view. So definitely tune in, and it's going to be a great pay-per-view. It's the Royal Rumble, first pay-per-view of the year for WWE, so definitely tune in this Sunday.
Yeah, the great thing about this Royal Rumble as opposed to last year in WrestleMania is that, okay, maybe there's some layers that we could see happen at WrestleMania, but nothing's really set in stone. Unlike last year, because we knew that they were going to set up for Rock and Cena 2 with the championship, so you knew Cena entering the Rumble would be a far-gone conclusion. Plus, the only other match was The Undertaker that, besides that, the whole card was really figured out by Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we'll get that. I don't expect to see The Undertaker on Sunday. We won't. Never say never. I've been asked this question a couple times already. I would never say never to Taker not maybe being in a surprise entrant. I highly doubt it, though.
One thing I do expect to see during the Rumble, or at least coming up as far as WrestleMania is coming soon, is that the fact that even though a couple years ago we had too many heels on the roster, now there's too many faces. So see how some of these guys come back. Maybe like you do a switch where you have Christian and Sheamus come back and be a heel, and then you flip Ryback being into the good guy. Because honestly, every time I watch Ryback, for some reason I just laugh. And sometimes he puts on a good performance, but the facial expression and he's walking around like, yeah, look at me, big guy, yeah. He just cracks me up. So I don't know. I nothing set in stone, and I think the fact that WWE is going to work on more just balancing out the show as far as the roster is concerned. Okay, we heard the reports that they're not going to do heels or faces anymore. Nothing's set in stone until WWE tells us. So
exactly.
Yeah. So
never believe nothing till it happens.
Yeah. Steve, can I get some predictions for this Sunday's pay-per-view before we let you go?
I'm going to go with
the matches.
Daniel Bryan over Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
I'm going to go with. I remember the other match. I just put up the matches too. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Cody and Goldust defeating the New Age Outlaws.
All right.
In the kickoff match, and then I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar over the Big Show, and I'm going to go in a surprise. John Cena wins the World Heavyweight Championship from Randy Orton.
Okay. And then, of course, the Rumble match last.
I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan. See, I'm leaning more to Punk or Daniel Bryan, but I agree. I don't see Batista being set in stone, the guy winning the Rumble. Kevin, you got something to ask?
I will say the Daniel Bryan thing is interesting because considering he's technically not in the Rumble yet.
Yeah.
But if you're really talking about what's best for business, I think that outline is what is best for business. Have John Cena have the title, have him keep it until WrestleMania, have Daniel Bryan go against him at Mania.
Yeah, I think he'd be made as the next big guy if he beat Cena at WrestleMania.
Oh, I don't think he would beat Cena at WrestleMania.
Really?
I think they'll just stomp on him some more, because that's what they do.
You guys must listen to the podcast.
Well, I listened to yesterday. I think it would be the best case scenario if Cena doesn't fight Taker this year, or he doesn't do anything with Hogan. I think it would be the best case scenario to have a rematch of Cena and Bryan. But Steve, I want to thank you for coming on the show today. I always enjoy talking to you, and I'm glad to be part of the Between the Ropes family. And hopefully, I get to talk to you soon.
All right, thank you guys. You have a great show, and thank you so much for having me on.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
All right, that was Steve from BetweenTheRopes.com. Give him a follow at Steve Muehlhausen.